We have here with us today Dr. Prem Sheth, consultant neonatologist and head of department pediatrics, Bombay Hospital. We will be speaking on care of the newborn today. Madam, does a pediatrician need to see a newborn as soon as he is born?
Ideally, yes. The reason being that one can have a good clinical examination and one can really find out early diagnosis of a congenital problems. If you are able to do that, that is good. In fact, at the time of birth, somebody who is good for resuscitation should have been present or should be present ideally. It may be a good nurse, it may be a good intern, or it can be a pediatrician.
Thank you, ma'am. Following a normal delivery, does a pediatrician need to see the baby every day till discharge?
I don't think so it is necessary to see. Basically, it is case dependent. Why it is case dependent? Because if you have seen the baby on the first day and the mother has really understood how the breastfeeding is to be given, how the baby, and describe everything according to the schedule, immunization, all the details which we are going to talk about it, then it is not necessary, but first visit is a must, and then before discharge we should see it. Why? Because whether we should see there is no jaundice, 2, mother has been following the instruction of immunization, 3, and the breastfeeding has started. Incidentally, if we don't see them, then these mothers go without breastfeeding, or if they are icteric or sick babies, they go take the babies home and they land up with a problem only. So before discharge one should see the baby. So the 2 visits are fair enough.
What advice do you routinely give the mother regarding care of the newborn and immunization?
I think at the first time when we see the baby, the mother has just delivered, so we get down to it to teach her how to breastfeeding. It's very easy to say breastfeed, do breastfeeding, do breastfeeding. One of the problems we land up with top feed, they land up with the top feeds is they are really do not know how to position themselves, how to look after the nipples, things like a dry nipple, a cracked nipple. So right on the first day we have to teach them about the feeding. Once they are through with the feeding, they are accepting it, then we give them general instructions. Instructions like this: the baby is no more a single machine where you keep on putting drops of oil in everything, because the routine in the old days is put a drop of oil here and drop of, and that leads to a problem. Third thing is massage. We are very keen to massage these children. We call those boys to massage and they start expressing milk from the nipples. Now, having milk from nipple is because of the change of hormones. If that unhealthy or not good hands start massaging, the commonest causes abscesses at the breast in the newborn. And what do you think? In a female child, you are spoiling her whole lactation system by having an abscess in the breast at the neonatal period. So that has to be explained. Another thing is a female baby, how it is to be cleaned. A mother 22, 24, 26, they are knowers. They do not know how to clean it, and it is the pediatrician's duty to explain to them that there should be no massage with a basin, no massage with a basin or dahi or anything. What mother or grandmother can do is, after washing hands, they should do a massage which in fact improves the weight gain. It has a pampering, because mother is massaging and not the old style massage when you keep on the legs and trying to push the baby. Then decide about, we require giving them calcium, iron supplements. Mostly the iron supplements are required because most of our mothers are iron deficient. So they develop the nadir much more earlier. The day means children develop or babies develop much more earlier. So we would like to give them iron at about 4 weeks of postnatal age. Divide up a type of clothes. The parents are very keen to go and buy printed, nice, beautiful polyester clothes, and then they land up with the rashes, they'll end up with wheezing and eczemas and more of preventive talk than doing anything special. Thank you.
Ma'am, what is your opinion on the following? Bathing of the newborn, when it is to be done and by whom?
Bathing of a baby when the baby is born, vernix is a natural thing. Vernix is a covering which avoids all the infection, and vernix should not be roughly removed. So when the baby is born, you just clean the vernix. You do not give baby bath at least for 24 hours in the nursery, wherever you are. And then from the second day you can start bathing. There is no harm in bathing from the second day onwards. Until unless you have a baby who is low birth weight baby, who is 1200 or 1500 grammar, where you are thinking of more of temperature problems than bathing. So bathing in a full-term normal baby is no problem.
What is your opinion on eye care of the child?
Now, as I said earlier, don't start putting things unnecessarily. I remember as an undergraduate and as a postgraduate, we used to put silver nitrate and other medications in the eye, which are not necessary at all. What needs to be done, take a clean cotton swab, sterile cotton swab, dip it in a boiled or saline water and clean it from medial to the lateral to remove any vernix there is. And after that, there are no eye drops are required at all. A common thing which they'll end up in few days time is a discharge, which is due to the block of nasolacrimal duct. So what one needs to do is to take a thumb and try to rub, like if I'm showing you here on myself, you can rub like this, you can rub like this. So you are massaging here, and gradually within 4 to 6 months this nasolacrimal ducts get open, but it does not require any medication.
What is your opinion on cleaning of the ear?
As I said again, no drops, no oil. Please tell them don't pick up buds and start poking in them. Putting buds in the ear will create more of perforations, so leave it alone. If you want to pick up a little soft cotton, rub it from the external ear and that's all. Please do not enter the canal.
What is your opinion on wrapping of the baby tightly?
Another contraindication, the more you wrap the baby, the commonest is pick up both the arms straight away, legs, and then tie a knot. Now when you tie a knot, both the legs become like this. Now once the two legs become like this, these children are tighter and tighter, which is creating more problem. So please allow the children to breathe well, play well. If you want to do it, pick up a cotton thing and wrap very softly. Allow the child to move hands. If they are tightly done, they are trying to push their arms outside, and what happens, you find the muscles are too tight, and then we'll end up with our physiotherapists.
Thank you, ma'am, for your experiences.